What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Corner Podcast. I know it's been a long time, probably been about a month and a half, but blame Tyler. He's been gone for like 7 different reasons. The dude doesn't work anymore, so I don't want to hear it. But he does have Tyler's throwback.
And today we're taking someone from Russia again. Um, Tim Ofei Mozgov.
Mozgov,
Yeah, Tim Ofei. Um,
big key contributor to a championship team.
yeah, with the Cavs with Lobrani, who's probably I'm not gonna come on here and jinx anything today. Um,
Yeah, please don't.
yeah, but standing at 7'1", 275 pounds, played 8 years in the NBA with some like going back and forth between Russia and the NBA. Um, his debut was with the Knicks back in 2010 on October 27th. In that game, he played 7.5 minutes. He attempted one shot and missed. Um, only three. He got more fouls than he did rebounds. He got 3 rebounds and 4 fouls.
Rough.
Um, But I mean, he's a big dude. He's from Russia. He was probably drunk off that vodka. Um, but I highlighted his. If you want to take a look at it while you're on here, 2013 to 2015, I would say it's probably his best years. Um, but throughout throughout his whole career, he never really had like what you would expect from a big man like that. Like he was averaging like 5 blocks, or not 5 blocks. Oh my goodness, 5 rebounds and maybe a block a game. Like very shy of one. But the whole reason why I picked him is because I was on Instagram the other day and they did like they showcased like the stat board and it was like career high 98 points or something like that with 29 rebounds and blah blah blah. I was like, what the 93 points in the game with 29 rebounds. That would be insane. That would make Wilt look like not good or
Stilt.
Magic. Yeah. And it was insane. But his career highs for points was 23, which is kind of impressive considering his attributes in the
Yeah,
NBA.
was not a very good scorer by any means.
No. Honestly, not even that big on getting boards either, which is kind of crazy. But
Honestly,
his
just wasn't that good of a player.
No, he wasn't, but he was from Russia, so you
Right.
gotta give him props. But his career high rebounds, 29. That is insane that you get more boards for your career high than you do points.
Is that true?
Yeah, 29 rebounds.
Holy balls. I kind of want to
Yeah.
see it. Let's go to that game. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Uh-huh.
So he had 29 rebounds on April 10th of 2014. He was on Denver.
Yeah.
So it was, I think, his second or third year technically in professional ball. He obviously played in, I should say, the NBA. He played professional ball overseas, but he had 20 defensive rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds. Did you see how many points he scored that game?
Uh-uh.
23 points.
Oh, I'll
He
be
had
damned.
a 20, almost a 20-30 with 3 blocks, um, 3 fouls. Dude, what was his? Did they keep track of what his? It was still a -2 for a plus minus. How does that make sense? They no, they won that game, so that doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't
Okay,
know. They
well,
probably screwed the pooch on that
well,
one,
this
but
is okay. Box plus minus, which is like the box score estimate. He was a plus 11, but his true plus minus was a -2.
I,
I don't know.
uh, I don't know, but it's I don't know.
He had two
It's
games. He had 2 games that year that actually he had 20 rebounds.
it's kind of insane
It is
how he
actually
could pop
insane.
off like it's like JaVale McGee, you know. But um anyway, going on to like the 2016 championship, like you mentioned with LeBron. So he has a championship under his belt alongside one of the greatest basketball players to ever live in LeBron, as much as that sucks to say. Um, but um, it was just weird because I looked at the teams that he played for back in Russia, and one of the main reasons, like he went to Denver on the 22nd, or yeah, so they traded him on the 22nd of February in 2011, but he returned to I don't know how to say this name, Kamiki,
Yeah.
some basketball team in Russia, because of the lockout.
Oh
And
yeah.
he, yeah, and then he came back in 2012 in January. Um, and then once he got out of the NBA in like 2019, 2018, 2019, he signed back with Kamiki. Um, and he played from 2019. He didn't play 2019, but 2019 to 2021, he was still overseas. He played with Alexei Shved too,
Did he?
which is kind of yeah, which is kind of insane. And since they don't really play like 82 games like the NBA does, in the 4 games that he played with that team, he got 31 points, 21 rebounds, and 4 assists. So that was pretty cool. Um, and then I saw another Russian team that he played for. I think it was like the Ruma. Um,
Yeah, the Runa basket Moscow.
yeah, and I saw this dude because of his name. Um, this might be a little inappropriate, but it's the dude's name. So it's
Can't get
it's not.
canceled.
Yeah, exactly. His name is Seaman Antonov. So I was intrigued. So then I went to look at like some of his games when he played with Timofey Mozgov. Uh, in 22 games, he scored 131 points, 73 rebounds, and 13 assists. He shot 31 for 57 from two and 20 for 53 from three for a power forward.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, with a name like that, I mean, he's dripping. Get
It's
a vasectomy. But yeah, that's my highlight player. Um,
nice. Yeah, no,
yeah,
he was kind of that rotational, would start, would not start with Tristan Thompson on that Cavs team, and I'll give it to him. I mean, like we talked about, he wasn't a special player, but he's a solid run, like he's a solid basketball player that you could say. Like a lot of European guys don't get that much run in the NBA. Coming from like Russia, you got basically agreed to a contract for 2 years. You did not come over. You decided to stay over in Russia. You came over. You did not succeed with the Knicks, so you got traded to Denver, and you weren't very good until 3 years down the road, where you were sixth man of the year, 13, which doesn't say a whole lot, but at least he was being recognized. And then when he got to Cleveland, he played a couple years with LeBron, which helped him develop. And then after that, he was done. He went to the Lakers for a year after the championship year, didn't work out. Went to Brooklyn, got cut. So, and now I think well, he doesn't play anymore, but his last contract was in 2021 with the same Moscow team. So, the Kamiki Moscow team. So,
it's just
yeah,
insane how much he like went back and forth throughout like the NBA. He went from playing in America and then he was like, "Oh, back in Russia." He did
right.
that like 5 different times. Well, not
Did he?
five, but close to probably like three, I
Well,
think.
when you average 2 points a game, yep, you get booted.
Well, still, it's
He was a great
Timofey.
Russian player. I bet you he did very well over there.
Oh God, yeah,
So,
kind of, sort of.
well, we don't really have much of a topic to talk about. We're in the middle of the first round of the NBA playoffs. Um, Miami Heat are already gone. The Memphis Grizzlies are already gone. And I know when we had our last conversation, we did a playoff bracket ourselves before the playoffs were even set. And now the Bucks are gone. So they just lost 4-1 of the series to the Pacers. Um, my big thing was I trusted in the Bucks. I thought the Bucks were going to have a good run because Giannis is Giannis, and they had Damian Lillard, who in this generation of basketball, or within our generation of basketball in the 2010s, he is number two point guard. behind Steph Curry, like you think of point guards within the 2010s, you think of Steph Curry, and then you think Damian Lillard. So it's hard to see this Miami team get eliminated already, but there's one reason, and I think one reason why they got eliminated, they don't have good depth. And they traded for Kuzma, which it worked all right for the regular season. It did not work for the playoffs at all. He struggled like kind of mightily, and it sucks to see because I don't think, Kuzma a couple years ago was a pretty decent player. His first year in Washington was solid. He was a high sealed scorer. He was showing his bag, and it just kind of fell apart. I don't know. It's just how it is. I think the roster is not very good. I didn't even think the roster was very good at the beginning of the season, and we've chatted about this. But when you have Damian Lillard and you have Giannis, you have Brook Lopez, you have guys that you can glue together, it just makes the job easier for the rest of them. It didn't make it easier for the rest of them. They did not do very well.
Yeah,
Um, Gary Trent Jr. led the way in scoring in this game, and that wasn't enough. If you get, how many times do you think Gary Trent Jr. scored 33 points? Not
not
very
often.
much. I mean, he's a
No.
high scorer. He's an only a scorer guy. But if you get 33 from Gary Trent Jr., how the fuck do you lose that game?
Yeah,
That's bad.
it, it's weird,
And
but
with Damian Lillard being out due to the blood clot that he had, came back from the blood clot, and then he tore his Achilles, rough. That dude,
I
I pray for him and his family because that's a rough go around right now.
I hope that I think that might seal the deal on his career, honestly.
You think
As
so?
much as that sucks to say, but I mean he's
He's
never gonna win a
34.
championship. Yeah, he's not gonna win a championship. Like they
That's
it's done. I mean, he will go down as like one of the best like guards to ever play the game,
yeah,
but
for sure. I
just
mean,
Milwaukee is
I will say this, he was not contributing at all in the playoffs. Here are his playoff stats. And I didn't even know it was this bad. 7 points, 25 minutes a game, 22% from the field, 18% from three.
for
You will
Milwaukee.
you will never see that in Damian Lillard's stat line ever again. And that's a 3 game span for Milwaukee. That's Damian Lillard. That's the Damian Lillard that they got. So that already tells you that that was going to be a hard matchup.
Oh God, yeah.
So I got to give my props to Indianapolis. I always sell them short because I don't truly believe in the talent that they have, but they showed out, man. The team actually showed out, and they made the run last year, but I still don't believe in them as much as some people do. Um, but goddamn, you just, Tyrese actually played really well. Pascal Siakam is doing pretty well this playoff run. Miles Turner has been showing out. It's looked good. They have a starting lineup right now of Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner. That's solid. I think that'll take them to a decent series against the Cavs, and that's probably about it.
Well, I just think I'm curious to see how that series is going to go because Indianapolis has been playing their heart out,
Right.
whereas Cleveland hasn't had to put up a fight at all.
Yeah. They
So going into that, are they going to be like I feel like Cleveland's a little bit more lax right now just because of how their regular season went and how their series with Miami went.
yeah.
I don't think it's I don't think it's going to be competitive, but I feel like it's really a toss up because if the Pacers come out firing on all cylinders, it will push like their motivation to like beat the Cavs. And if the Celtics win, and like, I mean, whoever wins against the Knicks and Detroit, um, regardless, I feel like it's going to be Cleveland and the Celtics.
Right.
But I mean, this playoff picture, like this year has been so weird.
Yeah, the lower seeds just aren't competitive for the East, I should say. I can't say that because the Pistons are competitive, but the Magic and the Heat are not. I don't think they're truly that competitive. Yes, the Celtics and Magic are in a 3-1 series right now, but that's oh well. It's one game. Yeah, we'll see how tonight goes. Tonight will might determine, depending on who wins, both the Knicks Pistons matchup or the Celtics Magic matchup. So I think right now I'm still banking on the Pistons. I think they can come back. I still think a reverse sweep can happen, which I will take.
They'd be
The
like the
Magic
first team
have
in history to do that.
to
That'd be
reverse
insane.
sweep it.
Yeah. There's been like
Um,
what? How many teams did actually come back from a 3-1?
well, the Cavs did it in the championship against Golden State, and then I'm pretty sure now this wasn't 3-1. This was 2-0, which is still impressive. But the Milwaukee Bucks won four straight against the Chicago Bulls a handful of years ago when the Bulls were up 2-0. Do you want to hear what that roster involved for the Bulls?
Oh God. Show
Starting
me
point
that.
guard, Rajon Rondo. Starting shooting guard, Dwayne Wade. Starting small forward was Jimmy Butler. Power forward, Nikola Mirotic. And center, Taj Gibson.
Yeah, no wonder why.
Exactly. How how the fuck did that team make the playoffs? I don't know. And how did that team win two games in before Giannis was Giannis, I should say.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. The league is just so weird. Speaking of weird, how about the Nuggets and the Clippers?
That's what I was just about to flip over to the West. So obviously the Memphis are gone. It was 4-0. Thunder advance. Now the next matchup for the Thunder is going to be the best series that we have had this playoff so far. The Nuggets and the Clippers, all of them have been bangers. Absolute bang shows for games. And if you don't take the time to actually stay up and watch these games, I don't know what you're doing. You ain't a real hooper. You don't like basketball all that much. It is unbelievable. Now, my old ass does fall asleep a little bit throughout the game, but I I gotta give it to you, man. I know you're a James Harden, but he's played really well. He's played really well. This Clippers team looks fucking good.
If they can, I feel like they could take on anybody that goes through 'em. Maybe not the Wolves, but I think if they actually win the series, if they can beat the Nuggets, they can beat the Thunder.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think so.
I think the Nuggets look kind of weak right now.
Well, yeah, that's what. But the Clippers, I feel like, can handle the Thunder.
You know, if anything, they would give them the hardest matchup because the Clippers defense has just been unbelievable. And
Everything.
you know who's running that Clippers defense right now? Say it.
You say it. I want to
Yeah.
hear it.
Ben motherfucking Simmons. He's playing the 1 through 5, basically. This dude is covering Jokic from a distance because he knows Jokic isn't much of a 3 point, but it doesn't matter if he's shooting threes because Ben has been closing the gap so so quickly that it's helping this team rotate through their zone defense, transition, and just cover the holes. I will give it to you. I don't like Ben Simmons anymore. I used to love him when he was a point guard back in Philadelphia in his prime time, but he's a lazy, or I wouldn't say he's lazy. He's definitely not lazy. Let me reframe that. He's not the guy he used to be. He's not that guy anymore. Now he's a very defensive centric minded person who's playing 1 through 5, basically. And it's working.
He wouldn't even do good in the WNBA, but
Yikes. He's
yeah,
6'11. I sure hope so.
he would not do good.
Oh no. I mean, he literally can't hit a jump shot. He might need the
Exactly.
women's ball.
Yeah, probably. He probably still can't even dunk it. Been like, we're
He-
still waiting for someone to dunk the ball. Give it to Ben Simmons, and he'd be like, "Oh, let me miss his finger roll."
right, let me pump fake pass it out. I have Trey Young on me. Let me pass out the rock to win the game. Insane.
So stupid.
I also will say I got to give my props to ex-Chicago Bull Chris Dunn, also locking it down for the LA Clippers. Kawhi and James Harden are doing their thing. I think now I'm tripping.
Hawaii has been doing super good.
Yeah, I was
He
talking about.
is
I was
insane.
thinking of like Norman Powell. Norman Powell still, yeah, okay, he's still out there. Good. I thought maybe he got hurt. Obviously, that was during the regular season time, but yes, he is fine. Um, that game is on tonight. Ho
Yeah.
ho!
Oh,
I can't wait to watch that and hopefully not fall asleep.
in about a half hour.
Yeah, right. We're looking at two series now on the bottom side of the Western Conference. The Lakers Timberwolves series. I'm not saying anything. We're just going. Just yep, we're done. Good. Rockets Warriors. This matchup's been a banger too. Not only because we're getting close games, it's getting chippy, and it's getting real chippy. And I don't know what this weird like side teammate beef with Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield is, but it's a lot of just so the commentator, not the commentator, the interviewer who was interviewing Buddy Hield was like, "Hey, you guys didn't have your Robin. Batman was still out there. It looks like you became Alfred." He was saying this to Buddy. He's like, "Yeah, it was Alfred, blah blah blah." And Jimmy goes, "Alfred? Buddy, you ain't shit." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What are you saying to your teammate like that for?" And he's like, "His name's Buddy. More like Buddie, not Buddy." I'm like, "What does that even mean? Like, Jimmy, what are we talking about?"
Got the
So
CTE.
I'm so confused. Yeah, some Antonio Brown CT ESPN here. Oh my gosh.
He's gonna go through and kick him in the face like he did with
Like he did with the
Antonio
punter.
Brown. Yeah, against the punters.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, I don't understand the weird side story they got going on, but man, we kind of knew this was coming though. We all chatted about this. We didn't believe the Rockets could do it in the playoffs. They're too young. Their primary scorer was Jalen Green. He's an inconsistent scorer. Their second scorer is Alperen Sengun, who's also been getting shut down a little bit. And then you have Fred VanVleet, who is the vet, the scrappy vet who played in a championship team with Toronto. He's played really well. You need better players than that. You have your key role players like the Thompson twin, like Tari Eason. You have very good ball players on the team, but you're just maybe a year or two away. And it sucks to say because there's probably a lot of Rockets fans that had high hopes since seeing how they're the two seed. But you also probably got the second worst matchup next to the Timberwolves being the worst matchup into that bottom half. So
oh yeah, especially with all the beef with Dylan Brooks and everything.
yeah,
Bring your ass.
bring your ass.
Bring your
I
ass.
mean, Steph Curry is still unbelievable. Jimmy Butler, we're getting playoff Jimmy again. Even though he was hurt, he's been hurt. We're getting playoff Jimmy, and Draymond is there. He's just there. He's doing
Draymond
it.
Draymond's defense, what was it last night, was he did pretty good.
I mean, he's the DPOY, so I sure
Yeah,
hope so.
he's pretty good. I mean, minus all the flagrants and the text and everything.
He okay. I don't know what your brother was talking about. I went back because he was like, "Oh, Draymond got ejected," and obviously he said like, "Oh, haha, he didn't get ejected." He got a flagrant because Tari Eason was like grabbing his jersey, so then he like went up and grabbed his and like started yelling at him, and that's it. I was like, "Oh, that wasn't even all that bad." I'm like, I thought I was gonna see like some kicking in the balls like back in the day. Fucking Zaza Pachulia, some of that shit. Or no, not Zaza. Who was it? Who did he kick in the fucking balls?
Oh,
Oh,
wasn't it Steven Adams?
it was. It was.
Yeah. He just
I
went up
just.
for it and just, oh
Oh
God.
my gosh, just kicking in the nuts. That's awesome.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's so
It was
bad, but
pretty
it was
good.
so funny.
It was pretty good.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of it with the playoffs right now. I think if if you were to pick one series that you would, it's hard to say because the Nuggets Clippers are 2-2 right now, but if there was a 3-1 series that you had the highest percent chance of reverse sweeping, which one would it be?
Yeah,
You
probably the Rockets and the Warriors.
you think that would be the highest probability of a reverse
Just
sweep?
because I feel like Dylan Brooks is finally like he's getting under Jimmy's skin. Steph Curry, obviously, like they can shut him down. They've proven that, but obviously Steph is Steph, and there's really no stopping him every single game. But I mean, the Celtics, you already know Celtics are going to win.
Right,
I would say Detroit and New York, but it's Detroit. They don't have playoff experience,
right.
and play it like Cat and Jalen Brunson. As
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson hasn't even scored under like 30 points
Yeah,
the
he's
whole
been
series.
disgusting. He's been so good.
Like there's no stopping it. So it's it's got to be the Rockets and the Warriors just because of Dylan Brooks. I feel like Dylan
If we're
Crooks.
if we're looking at probability standpoint, I hate to say it.
Oh, don't
That's all
say
I
it.
will say.
Oh my God.
Probability wise, the Timberwolves matchup would be the one.
I didn't even think about it because I don't want to say
Yeah,
anything.
but hear me out here. We said we weren't going to talk about the series. I'm talking bad about the series. So the motherfucking good can happen. Let's go, Wolves!
Now
Come
you just
on!
you just jinxed it now.
To be fair, no, I truly think you can't count Luka and LeBron out by any means. But damn, the Timberwolves have looked motherfucking good. I
Jaden
can't.
McDaniels,
Anthony Edwards has been unbelievable.
get the abortion. Abort him from the playoffs.
This team
Oh
has
my
played
God.
absolutely unreal, and I think I have to give props to Mike Conley. He blocked LeBron James.
Dude, this
What are we doing? The dude's 39 and he's like 6'1". How do you block a dude who's like I haven't even seen Mike Conley dunk ever in my life, and I just saw him block a dude who's about 6 inches taller than him.
6 inches, it's quite a bit.
That's quite a bit. That's above Av, bro.
Yeah, well, in some places.
Well, uh, in this household.
Yeah. That's like double. Oh God. Oh my God, this is so bad.
I
But
love
yeah,
that we have this back.
it's it's so I don't know. I'm excited. I don't really care as long as I already know that
But dude, they
I don't want
win
to see the
this
Celtics.
series. They win this series. They advance to the next one. Even if the Houston Rockets reverse sweep, I would rather have that team than the Warriors team. And I still
Oh,
think we have a
100%.
good ass chance against the Warriors.
But we do suck against bad teams. So,
Okay, but just hear me out, man. Because yes, we either get the Warriors or the Rockets. I think we beat those teams easily. I think maybe 3-2, maybe 3 or 4 or 4-2, 4-1, but I don't think it goes game 7. Maybe the Warriors. The Warriors have a better chance. And then we look at the next round after that, the Western Conference Finals. Say no matter what, if it's the Nuggets or the Clippers and they come in and play the Thunder, I think they're going to wear the Thunder team out quite a bit to bring them to this Western Conference Finals and they come see the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves have a good chance to be in the NBA Finals.
yeah, I mean, obviously, like we can lock down Shea, and that's no problem.
I
Seth's back.
just, locking down Shea is crazy.
It's literally what they did all the time. Free throw merchant, more like go to the Fleet Farm merchant.
There's a lot in Minnesota, dog.
Yeah, go husk that corn.
I
Might sound a little racist.
no, I'm being dead serious. I think Minnesota has a very good chance of making it to the finals. And if they play the Cavs, or honestly, if they play the Cavs, they might fucking win it. Now, if they play the Celtics, I don't know. I don't think
No,
so. But let's take step one first. Let's just finish this series off.
I just don't want to see the Celtics win again. So then it's going to be a whole another year of Celtics is Jason
Uh
Tatum is the
no,
greatest of all time.
I just can't wait for the cheesy um Kevin
Anything is
Garnett throwback. Anything is
possible.
possible. It's like, oh God, dude. You're not scary. You're not a huge contributor. Shut up. You will never be the face of the NBA. So
So bad.